Good morning friends, welcome to Sharekhan pre-market roundup. Firstly in the global markets. Yesterday when we closed, all the European markets were trading net by around 1 to 1.5% across the board. Whereas the American market futures, that is the Dow Jones and the Nasdaq futures, were showing a lower opening by around 0.5% for the American markets. Finally, by the end of the day, on some flow from the European markets as well as some weak data coming out from China and other markets, we saw that the European markets closed down around 2 to 2.5% across the board, whereas the American markets closed down around 2%. For Dow Jones, it was down by 312 points, whereas the Nasdaq was down by around 3% at 140 points around. Coming back to our markets, for the first half of our market, that is still 1 o'clock, we were almost sideways, down around 20-25 points on Nifty, and on the higher side around 15-20 points on the green side. But finally, by the end of the day, we saw some sell-off coming in our markets, and finally Nifty closing down by around 75 points. Bank Nifty, however, was a little stronger, closing down by only 100 points. Today we have a key event in bank for the banking stocks, as we have RBI meet today. Coming to flows, FIs yesterday sold around 650 crore rupees in cash market, whereas the domestic institutional investors were buy around 506 crore in cash market. FIs and index futures were buy by a meager 9 crore rupees yesterday. Looking at Asian markets, as of now, Nikkei is trading down around 500 points, that is over 3%, and most of the Asian markets are trading in red. We are also expecting a negative opening by around 75 to 80 points on Nifty as per the reports of SGX Nifty. Now let's hear an update on derivatives.
Good morning friends, I will give analysis on derivatives. In yesterday's market, taking mixed cues from the international markets, our market started with on a flattish note. And thereon, we have seen the first day of the October series thereon for the first few hours of trading session, we have seen it oscillating between negative and positive territory throughout the day. But however, in the last 1 hour or 2 hour or so, we have seen Nifty nosedive in the negative territory, and have seen a sharp fall due to negative cues from the European markets. And we have seen across the board selling in yesterday's market, due to which we have seen Nifty losing 1% and closing just above 7,800 at 7825.50. Now, on the open interest terms, there was an addition of around 2%, that is 3.33 lakh shares were added in open interest, and the cost of carry did increase from 3.5% to 4.5%. That is, Nifty premium rate came up from 27 odd points to 29 odd points. But significantly, we'll read this as more of the short build-up which was being observed by market participants in yesterday's trade ahead of the RBI policy, which is going to be announced in today's trading session. Put call ratio have seen a 3 basis point cut from 0.93 to 0.90 odd levels, while volatility index have inched higher and was up by around 4 odd%. Now, of course, it was but obvious with the important event lined up, we do see volatility index inching higher and have inched higher from 20.88 to 21.67 levels. Now, the options activity, heavy pile-up of open interest was observed in most of the call option at the money and out of the money call option strike price. Starting with 7,900 to 8,300 call option, we have seen an addition of close to 30 to 40 odd%. And 7,900 call option have seen an addition of 30%, while 8,000 and 8,200 call option have seen an addition of around 21 to 22 odd% respectively. So heavy pile up of open interest to indicate that people are shorting call options and ahead of the event, and hence we might see Nifty taking resistance at higher levels. Now 7,950, 8,000 has been becoming a crucial resistance for our market. And in today's trade also, we are seeing SGX Nifty and the international cues are extremely negative, indicating all this call option, indicating higher levels could act as a significant amount of resistance in today's trading session. While in put option, 7,800 and 7,500 has seen an highest build-up of around 10 to 15 odd% respectively. However, 7,500 is now the highest in terms of open interest. Earlier, from the start of the series, 7,800 was the highest. However, the difference between both of them is quite less. But eventually, most of the put option in 7,800 is on the shorter side, and since we are expected to open below 7,800, we might see an unwinding in 7,800 put option, which will further trigger sell-off in the market. There are no securities in ban period for today's trade. On FIs terms, there was not much of activity in index futures. There was just net buyers by around 9 crores only, while most of their action is now on the index options, as in the last couple of trading sessions they have been buying with a significant amount. In yesterday's trade also they were net buyers of 1700 crores. So it's basically they have been forming a straddle kind of position, so that if markets moves, because markets have been in the narrow range, and after the policy announcement, or on the policy announcement, we might see a heavy movement on one side. So basically FIs have been creating a kind of a straddle strategy. While in stock futures they were net buyers of 25 crores, and stock options they were net buyers of 97 crores only. For our market view, 5 days we have stands at 7870 with a lower range at 7800 and a higher range at 7870. Since we have been expected to open below our lower range and also 7800, which was the highest put base. If we see an unwinding in 7800 put option, we might see Nifty seeing move further downside, unless until we don't get any kind of surprise from RBI of the rate cut. Till that time, we might see Nifty to be under selling pressure, and all eyes will be on the RBI policy. And post 11, we might see an further direction of the market post the event. SX Nifty, as suggested, has been trading down by around 116 odd point at 7717, indicating some kind of gap down opening can be expected in today's trade. That's it from derivatives. Thank you.
Now let's have an update on some of the stocks and important news flow for the day. The first idea being Larsen. Larsen Infotech has filed for IPO. Parent company Larsen and Togo to dilute stake up to 17.5 million shares. According to reports, Larsen is looking for a valuation of 16,000 crore rupees to 18,000 crore rupees for L&T Infotech. Action to be taken here is long Larsen with stop at 1401 for a target of 1473 and 1501. Glencore a new news flow in the metal segment. Glencore PLC has plunged 29% yesterday, assuming a rout that wiped out more than 14 billion of its value, highlighting investors' concerns that it isn't cutting its debt load quick enough, and also that China's economic slowdown has hurt demand for commodities. Action to be taken in our markets is short Vedanta with a stop at 93 for a target of 88.5 and 86.5. And short Tata Steel with a stop at 213 for a target of 202.7 and 198.5. The next idea is Shree Cement. Credai NCR today has decided to ban third cement company, that is Shree Cement, along with Ultratech and Lafarge. The NCR unit of builders lobby Credai has asked its 220 members not to buy cement from the above mentioned companies, alleging cartelization after the sharp price hike in the last 2 months. Action to be taken is short Shree Cement with a stop at 11,573 for a target of 11,005 and 10,780. On some important news flow, RBI will release its bi-monthly monetary review today, and market participants are expecting a 25 basis point cut in the repo rate. FIBB is supposed to meet today to consider 31 foreign investment proposals, including that of Cipla, AB Nuo, Spart, Stride Circolab, Apollo Hospitals, etc. Hero MotoCorp to launch two new scooters today. Apple has announced record iPhone 6s and iPhone 6s Plus sales, positive read-through for Reddington India. Government is looking to consider reducing its stake in state-run lenders to 52% and also consider other issues, including problems tied to distressed state power providers. Sun Pharma has got an US FDA nod for dexamethylphenidate hydrochloride. Sri Renuka's Brazilian company has filed for Chapter 11 today. Equity contribution of Sri Renuka in Brazilian assets is at rupees 1600 crore. The news that just came out. News update: Rafale deal. French team has arrived today for a consideration of $4.5 billion investment that can be taken up in Make in India project. Bajaj Auto has said I am Russian market and is looking to begin export of Pulsar. Corporation Bank is looking to raise 857 crore, issuing preferential shares to Government of India. Indian sugar output is likely to fall by around 5% to 27 million tons in the upcoming sugar season due to lower monsoon. Stocks with positive bias are Yes Bank, India Cement and Bharat Forge. Stocks with negative bias are Ultratech, Engineers India and Core India. Stocks for investment are AB Nuo, IndusInd Bank, Reliance, UPL and LIC Housing Finance. That's all friends from our side. Thanks and bye. Have a nice trading session.